Hello, everyone. This is Jay,
I'm Sam.
and this is our Pride Month special. That technically might be coming out before even our first episode because editing is really hard. It's hard. I
I will
now
take.
get why like long videos either have like a static background or like just the trailer looping over and over again. Like I get that now. This is
Oh,
bullshit.
I believe that. I knew it. That's why I didn't want to go into it. Which I think every second that you're doing this hard work, you're doing all the hard work. All right, yeah. So you want okay? So this is our special Pride Month, even though it might come out after Pride Month because of
It might.
editing.
I'm sorry.
Editing.
And today we're going to be talking about the gay subtext in Nightmare on Elm Street 2. What
Freddy's
was what was it?
Revenge.
Freddy's Revenge. Okay.
Freddy's Revenge. Yeah.
And
Not-
the second movie is Point Break.
which is like now I feel like there are some people who like what Like, but but there is it's there like it is there and it's very subtle but it is there.
It's more subtle than the first movie.
Oh my gosh, like I don't. Oh my god, like uh yeah, you're right. Cause I did it too. Like I watched Nightmare on Elm Street first, then Point Break, which was I think was a mistake. Cause because because I realized like oh my gosh no I can't because Nightmare like okay, to make it simple for anybody who don't know, like Point Break is subtle like very subtle
It's a real movie.
real movie with just the subtle undertones. Like you get it, but it's just part of. It's more of like a deeper tone. Unlike
It
Nightmare on Elm
requires like
Street,
a bit of analysis.
yeah, a little bit of analysis. Nightmare on Elm Street just hits you with a fucking bat and just keeps going and then tells you, no, that's not the meaning. This is the meaning. Not to say now. And then compared to like the rest of this, like to the movie and the franchise, it is a weird one compared to the rest of the series.
Yeah,
Like.
it is very weird.
Like cause a lot of them are like crazy or suicide or mental loss, but this was like possession, which was a really interesting like
Yeah,
twist
did
twist with
Freddy
that.
do Possession in any of the other movies?
I mean for the one for the much as I've watched, no, he hasn't. He hasn't. I mean I think he may have tried and I think he tries again in the other ones, but
Maybe it was
as
just like, possessing someone's body is like it's a bit intense. Where I
uh
wanna start with the
yeah.
subtext
Yeah.
is the biggest problem that I had with the entire movie, which is Lisa.
Mm, yeah. Why was she there?
Yeah,
My
it's like, what is this
God.
character doing here? What is she doing? You know what she's doing? She's deflecting the gay rays that
Right?
are emanating from this
She's the
main
beard.
character.
She's the beard.
She's the beard, and also she's the plot.
Yes, because when I first saw this, when I first like opened the movie, because like if I remember correctly, the movie opens up with the bus scene, right?
Yeah,
And
with the 2 chicks on the bus. I was like,
yeah,
"Who are
yeah,
these
they
people?"
never come back.
They never come
Never.
back, they're never named.
Yes, and when I first saw this guy, it's like, oh, like I already knew, like, oh, you're definitely like like the awkward gay awkward kid, like definitely just
Yeah.
like like the trope that you see in TV shows. They made it was there. It's like, whoa, back then. It was
Mhm.
like so, and then he wakes up, and then after like he goes into the nightmare. Like we realize, oh, he's in a nightmare. Like he's like, oh, because the bus kept going and it going
Yeah,
off the road, and then
it's driving in
yeah.
some magical wasteland or something.
Yeah, and then he was about to fall off of a deadly cliff, and then he wakes up with the most girliest scream ever, and I just laughed, like I couldn't help but laugh, like
I I
I just
laughed too, but it got better because the sister was like, "Can he just, like, wake up like a normal fucking person? Jesus Christ."
I'm surprised the dad was fine with this, like
She was
especially
like, whatever, he's
yeah, it's
fine."
like eh, moving jitters. That's what he is. Oh my gosh, the dad is a weird guy. He's such a weird.
Yeah, I don't know what his deal was, but you know what? I liked the entire family's dynamic. I wish
Yes,
the little sister did more
yes,
because
but
I like the way they set her up. I thought she was gonna be like my favorite trope in movies, which is little mean girl,
mm,
but then she didn't really do anything else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, from what I know about the Nightmare on Elm Street, it's never been based on the family. It's always based on the victim kid, the kid victims,
Yeah.
the teenagers. That's what they follow. So that's why when we
Oh,
finally,
oh,
yeah, go on,
sorry. Go
sorry.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, though, speaking of victims, there aren't enough victims in this movie,
No,
and
it's not. With like on the other ones, there's like an average at least 3 or 4. Average, and then
yeah,
from the and those are low compared to like now that we see body counts of 6 at least. Like depends on the who's writing now, of course.
yeah,
But but um, the bodies weren't as much as you thought. Like only like two, like because come on, the biggest thing about Nightmare on Elm Street were the nightmares, and there's only and honestly there were only like maybe 2, maybe 3, because mostly Jesse was going through a lot of the nightmares, but he didn't really kill except for 2 at least.
hmm
Like and we'll get into those 2 because those 2 are like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, with like that's not subtext, that's just pure text. Like, that's just
Right.
text.
Well, oh, speaking of bodies, I want to talk about how the movie is just really, really focused on male bodies, unlike most movies, which
Yeah.
are not. And
Oh my
it's really
gosh.
noticeable.
It's very noticeable. The fact that like how like Jesse like wakes up are like half like completely in his
Like,
underwear, like
yeah,
sweat,
just
like
sweat
like
slick,
yeah, like
tidy
sexy, like
whities.
yeah, like this, like the come on, that's not sexy in a way. Like I'm like technically like not attracted to this, and yet I'm like okay, but it's like okay, I get it, I see it, I
It's like
see this,
I see what you're doing.
I see what you're doing. This, um, yes, exactly. Same thing with just the subtle like moments in like the oh my god, like the dance. Like
hmm
the dance scene was just like what the hell? And about the dance scene, apparently that's like okay, so like this is a massive outlier from the fans, but everybody in the fandom loves this scene. They love the dance
Yeah,
scene. They're from
it's a
the
great scene.
it,
I
it is
love
a
this scene.
it's a great scene. It is a great. Again, that last scene with the toy. I was like, come on. I just
Yeah,
I just oh come on,
it's
guys,
having
really?
fun. Oh, but
There's
also this song and dance also brings me back to Lisa
oh,
because she
oh yeah,
comes
really.
in and they start packing up his room, and then she finds the diary, and then she takes the diary. And it's like, what? Shouldn't that be for the main character? What, Lisa? Where are you going?
Yeah, yeah, yes. But the fact that when before that Jesse read it, and he read it with such content, like,
hmm
I was like, it was like, no, like, girl, like, no, no, that's like, you could, like, I know that was actually from the last movie, that was from her, but in context, you can easily put that was his.
Yeah.
So it was really
Yeah,
funny
that's why
how
it was vague enough, yeah. That's why, like, he should have had the diary and should have been working through it. Like, it's
yes.
just like she takes the diary and then she comes back, like, she disappears for, like, 20 minutes at a time, and then she comes back like, "Okay, I advanced the plot while you were doing whatever. Let's go over here."
Right. Yeah. I mean, the whole time, I'm unfortunate. Like I hate to say it, but the unfortunate part of the whole movie was her. Like, why? But at the same time, of course, this was 1985. They couldn't make it completely gay. Like, of course, they couldn't
They
do it.
should have.
Oh, of course. I mean, but
Oh,
literally,
you know what? That reminds me, like, we're gonna get to it in Point Break, but I think a lot of these movies would just be stronger if they were just
we're
gay.
just gay. I mean, I do agree with this one. Like this would have been a massively stronger story if it. But again, it was literally 1985. It was
Mhm.
when I was able to pick from the documentary. It was literally at the height
The height
of
of the AIDS
AIDS at the like,
epidemic.
literally gay. The homophobia was at its height. So the was at its height. So this movie came out just a little bit before, like the height of
Oh, so that
mm.
BDSM club scene was probably very terrifying.
Oh, oh yes. Well, that's the thing though. It like that was the thing that oh my god, the BDS. when I when first one when he was like when Jesse was going through that nightmare, and then he walked into Don's bar. I was like, come on, guy.
Yeah.
And then and okay, so I gotta add this. Okay, so I gotta add this context. So so here's the funny part. So in the documentary, now, there were in the documentary, there were like a lot of people were like discussing like, do you guys know it was gay? And like, okay, so the main actor knew it was gay. I mean, knew he
Hmm.
was gay. Like the supporting actor, the guy, I forget his name, but his friend,
Yeah, the
who
guy
was
who pushed
who,
his grandma down a flight of stairs. Like, what the hell?
oh what? I don't know about that. Did that happen in
Yeah,
the movie?
that was a line that he said, like when he was eating a sandwich. I was
Oh
like, what?
yeah,
And
yeah.
no one said anything.
Because nobody cared. Because the movie was fun. Because he's the funny character. That's what I consider. He was the funny character.
But he
He's
was
like,
also the bully.
right. Also, and he was also his crush. Definitely his crush. Oh god.
He was a bunch of tropes.
Yes, he was. Oh god, there was a lot of things between that guy. Either way, he when he read the script, he knew it was gay. Uh, Lisa though, the actress Lisa though did not know it was gay. But here was the funniest part. The director, literally to this day, well, at least to the day of the podcast, I mean to the podcast, day of the documentary, still didn't really, when he was directing it, still didn't really think it was gay. Like all those things, like I
Really?
mean, yeah, yeah,
The
like
director?
the director, yes, the
Wow.
director, yes. Like I
I
was
thought
watching
he would have been
it.
in on it. Jesus.
No, like for like, I mean, I was like, he was like, at the time, I didn't think it was gay. Like, it's like, are you serious? And it was funny too because like, okay, going back to Don's bar, in that scene, he literally thought, I thought it was just a really popular bar at the time. He and literally every other person like, are you seriously saying that? Like, are you seriously saying that? Okay, are you? It
That's
was,
amazing.
yeah, like his concluded theory was like he thinks it was a perfect storm of the actors and the writer because the writer also like he also he made it he wanted it to be subtext. He
Hmm.
implied it to be
He
subtext.
he
Okay.
wanted he failed.
No, that's why he implied like he written it as subtext, but he claims that the actors elevated. That was the
Mm,
argument, and so that was the argument. So I
okay.
mean, so there's more to. I mean, I can go into it more, but honestly, if people really want to know the real hard graded details, I recommend the documentary Scream Queen. It really does give a good insight about the whole concept. So for like, even though it was very blatantly obvious, like okay, going back to the BDSM, like like I mean during that Don's bar, like seriously, he woke up like because it
Hmm.
seemed like he woke up. I mean, he seemed like okay. So Jesse was going through his nightmare. He woke up into a gay bar, which in the script it was supposed to be a trans bar or something like that because they're
Oh,
supposed to
really?
have yeah it was or something like that. It was supposed to be it was supposed to be just more than a gay bar. It was supposed to
Oh.
be like something just more than just that. It was supposed like it was
Oh,
supposed
maybe like a drag bar?
yeah, I think it was that. I think it was supposed to be a drag bar, but it was definitely but obviously it made it look like a gay bar. And then the fact that the PE teacher,
Hmm.
the PE
Yeah,
teacher,
and people know, like, they were talking about it when they were doing their, like, detention
yeah,
workout,
yeah,
whatever.
and he was gay. That was funny too, because apparently, okay, oh yeah, to add that also to the who knew, who didn't know, the the guy who was the PE teacher didn't know it was gay.
No fucking way he
and
didn't know.
until like some magazine told him that. It's like some magazine, like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like like it was like very short. It was very shortly after, but it was definitely not during the filming. He didn't like. How did you not
Jesus.
know? You were
You were at the
literally
BDSM club.
you were at the BDSM club, got BDSM'd, literally got slapped
You
in your
got
ass,
spanked to death
spanked to death, and then clawed.
in
Like
the showers.
in the oh god, that that whole scene. How is that not gay? Seriously, like that
Yeah,
whole
I don't know
scene.
how anybody can see that scene and not just come away. It's like, yeah, this movie's gay.
like, like the fact that okay, like he wrapped him up, like spanked him with the towel, and then closet, and then like you see him waking up, screaming like a like waking, dressing up, screaming like a girl. Like, come on,
Mhm.
like come on. I was like again, like the because you said you wanted subtext, and I was like, and I chose this one. I chose this movie
Yeah.
because that was literally the first movie that popped in my head, and and oh my gosh, the fact that I just I'm just keep getting shocked at the fact that I just pick these weird ones out of nowhere. I mean, I know there's other stuff I can go into, like with his bully friend, but what do you want to add?
I want to add that the really the only deaths in this movie were very gay, which
Yes.
were the teacher being spanked to death in the showers and his friend getting penetrated up against the wall.
Oh my god. That's okay. First, okay, I want to talk about his friend, who, um, okay. First of all, how we first introduced him, Jesse was already like got distracted by him. It's like, oh, he is crushing on him. First,
Mhm.
so
Right?
Jesse totally is crushing on him, and it felt like he was kind of egging him on. Like he kind
Yeah.
of
Oh, yeah,
knew.
he was into it.
Yeah, right. It felt like that. Like the whole scene, like right before, like right before he gets killed, like he wakes him up he wakes him up in the bed and like he goes on top. It's like whoa, whoa, whoa. As soon as like it was like I was like whoa. like you're making the moves. Like he's like literally half naked. Like he's on the bed. Like come on. And then
And yeah,
there's
people were just on set like,
and
"Yeah, uh-huh, this is
yeah,
completely
yeah.
this is a heterosexual thing that heterosexual people do."
This is totally what straight people do. Yes, yes. Not the fact that he messes with him. He messes with a lot of symbols. Like the fact that he pranked him with a snake. Like, come on.
How the
That's
fuck did he do
like,
that? Like, in the middle of class? How the I just
yep. In the middle of class, and he, and then at the same time, and then but also the like, so it was very obvious that like there was like something in between, which only makes it even more compelling how how he died.
yeah.
The death itself was lame, but the process of it was amazing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
like
Like,
like
I
like
believed the emotions of the scene.
exactly the symbolism of just the fact that literally when Freddy was coming out of his like belly like this, and then also also, or the fact that like the claws were coming out of his hand,
Yeah.
like just symbolizes a lot, just a lot, just in general how people view themselves with their sexuality, just by that part alone, like
Yeah,
there
it's sexual nightmare body horror.
yeah, exactly. Like when the first kill, when Jesse killed the PE teacher, first kill, and he started screaming. The first came to my head. It's like I was like, no, you're demonizing your sexuality. That's what I said. That's what I'm thinking. It's like no. And then when he started doing that, he's like this. Like like when he went with his friend, um, this was only a second level of his repression, which came out through that term when he literally killed him. And I was like, "Oh no, you killed your crush. That's not cool." So
He got too horny.
he got too horny, couldn't hold, like couldn't keep it
Couldn't
together.
keep it together.
Could,
We
and
all know how it is.
wow,
Who
wow.
hasn't gotten so horny they murdered someone? It's normal.
That I would say that's very problematic. Like to say that's so problematic. I would say those are like the two compelling scenes, because after that,
Mhm.
I would say the best scenes and really gives like the best point of subtext of what I would say the gay agenda. Because after, and if anything, I can add one last. I mean, and then the last scene kind of adds like the last, and I would say the unfortunate part of a lot of gay subtext is like, no, it's not gay at all. Here's why. And
Mhm.
and that's going back to Lisa again, because
Going
they
back
brought
to Lisa,
yes,
who
like again.
suddenly becomes the main character at the end.
Like Jessie is supposedly and instantly is the final girl technically.
Yeah,
He but in this case the final boy now in this case, because he had the screams
more
he did.
final boys.
Back to yeah, so because we're going back to Lisa, and then she initially found out, well, if I remember correctly, they go to a party, and then Freddy goes on a murderous rampage,
Uh-huh.
weird ass murderous rampage, which makes no fucking sense.
I don't it was
And
just I saw it in nowhere. It's like, "Oh shit, we need to kill more people.
yeah,
Just
that's what I know. It's like,
stab everyone.
it's like,
Just
oh
go.
crap. It's like I was like, oh crap.
Release the Kruger."
Release the pretty much, because I was like expecting like okay, like because I was seeing like okay, I was seeing like somewhat other like smaller like other characters that just come out of where it's like, okay, so when's her nightmare? When she's gonna die? Okay, when she's gonna and but no,
Uh-huh.
because it's about Jesse and he and we, and we're not gonna have any of that. Um, so when if I remember correctly, at that time, like in the end, Jesse got fully possessed by Freddy, and
When they're in,
if
like, the steel mill?
yeah, if I'm
Yeah.
correct, and and of course, Lisa just had to do the classic love. Oh, I
Oh,
love
yeah.
you,
I was like, "I
and
know
this
you're
is
in
this.
there. I can bring you out. I love you no
Yeah,
matter what."
yeah.
And
Which in my
at this moment, I'm like, "Who even are you?"
exactly, my head was like, dude, that's not gonna work. You're gonna get killed. Like that. I thought that was gonna happen. I thought she was gonna die.
That would've been really great.
Like she was gonna die, and then and then Jesse has to do like a whole mental
Yeah,
battle
it
with
has
his
to
own
be yeah,
shit.
it has to be he has to do it himself.
Yeah.
That's how it should
Yeah.
have been.
The first like third, like the first 2/3 of the movie was very like pretty much like Jesse realizing that he's gay, like and demonizing that he's gay,
Mhm.
and and then the conclusion says is like and the solve to that and so the conclusion of that answer is oh just find a girl. That's your
Yeah.
answer. It's like,
That's the answer.
that's the answer. It's
Keep
like
repressing it until you find the right girl who will be your beard.
so. I mean, is there any more? I can't think any more subtext because that's the stuff that I was able to find. Like
Well, I do want okay, so this is, like, a thing that I haven't, like, crystallized and done a bunch of research for or anything like that, but I talk about it right now
mhm.
because it keeps popping up and it stops, like, or at least it's not as, uh, pervasive as it was now or as it was then, and it's what I like to call the no homo character, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
usually a female character who's added to the story probably late, because they don't really interact with the plot or they only interact with the plot. They have no, like, inner life of their own. They're more of, like, a MacGuffin or, like, a narrator or an info dump. You know,
I
and
I
their main purpose is to add tension between 2 male characters who are probably getting along too well.
you're talking about Tyler, aren't you? and sorry, go on. Sorry. Sorry, go on.
I am talking about her, but
Mhm.
I'm also talking about Lisa.
Same thing.
She doesn't
Lisa
add,
works.
like yeah, she doesn't add tension, but she's the character that is supposed to, like, generate the heteronormative, like, viewing audience, right?
Okay, so I would say this will be a good way to transition with Point Break.
Okay.
With yeah.
So
So
we can talk about Tyler a little bit.
yeah, yeah, because
And
like okay,
I
so
just
yeah,
wanna say, I like this character. I
Tyler.
really liked her. Yeah.
I like Tyler too. No, I like Tyler too. Like, no, that's the thing. So wait, like I could, like I said, like to segue with like with her, yeah, because they have uh like with Lisa, she was there to make sure she wasn't gay. But and that was just an obvious point. Like
Yeah.
no, we're making sure this is not gay. Tyler is a subtle. Oh, this makes more sense. Like this makes
Yeah.
more sense type of thing. But I will agree with you because first of all, her name's Tyler. Okay, so so just by that, it's like they're making it a
Mhm.
generic, a unisexual name. So, and if
And
anything, if
she's
you
very androgynous.
very androgynous, and if you actually
But to
see
be
how
fair,
she
so is Keanu. He's a bit androgynous.
he's also very androgynous. But if you also act see her actually acts in the movie, she's part of the boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like in a way she's kind of like the stand-in for a guy, like but not a guy. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like and it's like and it's okay. That's fine. Like I mean if anything that's like an understandable, believable way to do it. You know, not like just like oh no we have to put in something to make sure it doesn't like it doesn't look like that.
Yeah. No, no,
Like
no. She's like she is naturally integrated into the story. This is a character that
yes,
probably wasn't added late.
yes,
She's like
yes,
she's an established character.
yes.
But the reason
So
why I would still call her a no homo character
yeah.
is because if you removed her, I don't think it would affect that much.
Probably
Also,
nah.
by the end of it, like okay, so, like, by the end of it, she's found out that he's an FBI agent, and
Mhm.
she's, like, really mad at him or whatever, and then she gets kidnapped, and then he rescues her, and then they, like, hug and they kiss, but there's no resolution to their relationship at all.
Oh, no,
The
no, they did.
relationship that we get, huh?
They did. Like, if I'm right, it's like you don't have to say it. I think, and that was supposed to be the say a term. It's like that was because
That's
in in
lame.
in the earlier scene, because that scene was supposed to bring back an earlier scene that she was about to say he loved her, and it's like you don't have to say it. And it was supposed to be that. It was supposed to
No, no,
be
no,
like.
no, I understand that, but I don't know, that doesn't feel like a big enough resolution to me, unlike what, he and, Brody got to do.
Oh my gosh, that was that was bromantic. That was so romantic. Like, oh my gosh, yes, I agree with you, but because, but Johnny, that's because it wasn't about Tyler and Keanu. It's about Keanu and Brody. It was about
A
those
and
two guys.
yeah, and that's why I think this movie might have been stronger if Tyler wasn't here.
Um, yeah, but at the same time, I feel like it was a good. I think they added her. I mean, I don't know. I mean, she was. I don't know. I mean, I agree
Because, like,
with
if you
you.
think about it, they if Brody and Keanu Reeves, who's I cannot remember his character's name, he's just Keanu Reeves. If they
Oh,
had
it's
been
It's
romantically
Johnny Ohio.
Oh, Jesus, how did I forget that? Johnny Ohio.
Or Johnny. Oh, is it? It was Johnny State something. It was a Johnny
Yeah,
State.
no, it was Johnny yeah, it was.
Johnny Ohio. Yeah, yeah, Johnny
Or
Ohio.
Johnny
Yeah,
Idaho.
Johnny Idaho. There you go, Idaho. You see, I got the name wrong. I got-
It's Keanu Reeves, it's fine.
It's Keanu. Exactly, it's Keanu. That's how we see him as.
But see, if they had been romantically, entwined when he had found out that he's the one that's been robbing the banks, instead of doing this whole convoluted, I have Tyler kidnapped in a separate location with, like, a murderer, and you have to do these things. It would have been a
Oh,
much
oh,
stronger
oh, oh,
incentive
oh, I
that
get it. I get
Keanu
it.
is, "Oh, I'm like, I'm in this," you
I was
know?
like, yeah, it's like, oh, I'm in love with you, and I can't say that. It's like that type of thing. I get that. I get that. That would have been compelling. But if I remember correctly, this was still early enough that unfortunately we can't make it blatantly gay. We still had
No.
to make it subtext.
They should have done it in the stupid remake that no one watched that I forgot they made. I wanted the only thing I needed was for them to make out.
Nope, that wasn't. You wanted to
But
happen right
I
before.
wasn't gonna get it. Yeah,
I
it
knew that
wasn't
was
meant to be.
it was never meant to be. Oh my gosh, I do agree because like I would say because I was trying to figure like where's the gay because again I watched Nightmare on Elm Street so this is obviously first so this is obviously not a good idea for me to figure out to find where all the gay undertones were, but I would say that the one gay undertone that I did found out that it was kind of interesting. It's like that I found that fascinating that Keanu found out who were the ex presidents uh was
From the
because
tan lines.
from the tan lines, but he found out because one guy just moons like, "Oh no, it's them! It was them the whole time." It's
I
like,
know that ass.
I know that ass exactly. I know that ass. I know. I know exactly. I think
Alright,
I was.
speaking of, okay, so this is another thing that I wanted to bring up, with the gay subtext for both movies, and it is the concentration, the camera has on the male body instead of the female body, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're
So,
absolutely right. Yeah.
in Point Break, all the camera, like, lovingly slow motion glides across are all, like, dude bodies.
Yeah, you're right.
Tyler barely ever gets any, like, glamour shots.
You're right. You're right. Well, I mean, there were a couple of moments of those
No, no, it happened like,
in
I'm not saying it never happened,
like there
but
were a
the
couple of moments.
majority.
Like, like, cause I like I do agree with you. I do agree with you because there's so many more moments of just glorifying the male body, and just so many moments just the guys just half naked like that. Like half the
Also,
time, it's
I
like,
just wanna say, because this happens in both movies and it made me think this needs to happen in more movies, dude showering.
yes, they both, yes, they both. God, what's up with these comparisons that we're finding? You're right, dude's showering. Yeah.
Also, men in tiny shorts and crop tops. You know what? We used to be a real country where men could wear tiny shorts and crop tops, and it wouldn't even be a big deal. We
Gay.
used to be a real
It's
country.
gay, Jay. It's gay, Jay. Ah man, yeah, we used to be a. I got nothing else to think of right now. Anything else you want to add up?
Yeah, I guess that will do it for us.
Yeah.
So once again, my name is Jay,
I'm Sam.
and this is what we are going to tacitly call movie bluffs.
I'm
Uh,
okay with that.
there's already a podcast called Movie Bluffs, but it looks like they haven't been active for like 3 years, and they only have like a few episodes. I don't think there's anything bigger called Movie Bluff, so we're gonna take it.
You know, you could just make a guy who likes them both, but no, that's no, 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 no,
It's like, no, that's
sacrilege,
even weirder.
sacrilegious. It's like I keep want like you could just do that, guys. That actually would be an interesting story.
That would have actually that solves Point Break. Just make them all bi.